Welcome to this explainer. Look, if you share your home with a Norwegian forest cat, or if you're standing right at the edge of deciding to bring one into your life, you probably already know the truth. Generic cat advice? Yeah, it just doesn't cut it. You really need practical tools that understand the highly unique biology, temperament, and needs of this specific breed. And today, we're going to dive into a step-by-step tutorial of the interactive tools built from the ground up by my Norwegian cat. Let's get right to it. Before we actually jump into the tools themselves, consider our core challenge here. Your average generic house cat weighs around 4 kilograms, it fits perfectly into a standard litter box, and it can use those little standard scratching posts without immediately toppling them over. But the practical reality of the Norwegian forest cat, which is so often lovingly called a Viking cat, is entirely different. We are talking about a supersized cat that can easily weigh up to 9 kilograms and measure over 30 inches from nose to tail. That's huge. So generic gear, generic food, and generic care, no way. They simply do not apply to a massive 30-inch Viking cat. All right, here's our quick agenda for today. 1. The Norwegian difference. 2. Tool 1, the food finder. 3. Tool 2, the vet finder. 4. Tool 3, the breeder finder. And 5. Taking the next step. Okay, Section 1, the Norwegian difference. Let's briefly look at why these tools are so essential. This quote, straight from our source material, really hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? My Norwegian cat exists because most cat content treats every breed as interchangeable. And it's so true. So many places recommend a generic, large breed food without defining what that actually means for a Norwegian forest cat's specific jaw structure or metabolism. Or they'll recommend a brush, completely ignoring the incredibly dense double coat these cats have. While the interactive tools we're about to explore were built specifically to stop that cycle of generic guessing. Moving on to Section 2, Tool 1, the food finder. Let's see how to build a better feeding strategy. Using this tool is designed to be a highly focused, step-by-step experience. First up, you just open the Tools section right on the homepage. Second, select the Food Finder. And third, you apply your specific nutrition filters to their verified product catalog. Accessing it is a super simple, straightforward procedure. It finally stops that endless, frustrating scrolling through generic pet food aisles, hoping you just happen to find something that works. Now, the absolutely crucial point here is how you filter. You aren't just guessing anymore. You can pinpoint exact needs by filtering the catalog by the food type, the cat's specific age, and your budget. Why does this matter? Well, think about it. A rapidly growing Viking kitten has vastly different caloric needs than an older senior cat. And honestly, finding the right wet or dry food that also perfectly fits your monthly budget, that's what makes long-term care actually sustainable. So once you apply those specific type, age, and budget filters, what do you get? The result delivers a targeted, compared list of nutrition products. We're talking dry foods, wet foods, treats, the whole shebang. And the real beauty here is that everything in this catalog has been reviewed and scored against a rubric that's weighted specifically for this breed's biology. It literally saves you time while ensuring your cat gets the exact nutrition it requires. Let's switch gears to Section 3, Tool 2, the vet finder. This is all about securing critical medical care. Look, finding a vet who's actually equipped for a large, long-lived breed shouldn't mean starting from zero. Norwegian forest cats carry specific hereditary risks, right? Like hypertrophic cardiomyopathy, or HCM, which is a really serious heart condition requiring proper screening. You need a vet who knows this stuff. The steps here are effortless. Access the vet finder, allow it to use your location, or just manually type it in, and then simply review the specific clinics it surfaces for you. And the technology driving this behind the scenes is what makes it so powerful. It doesn't rely on some static, outdated list of vets. It's integrated directly with Google Places, so it dynamically and accurately maps your neighborhood to ensure the veterinary clinics it pulls up are as current and precise as humanly possible. Here is exactly what the tool delivers. You get a curated list of nearby veterinary clinics prioritized by proximity, but way more importantly, it helps you identify practices that are genuinely familiar with the scale and the unique health profile of large, long-haired breeds. So when your cat needs that specific HCM screening or just a routine joint checkup suited for a massive 9-kilogram frame, you're going to know exactly who to call in your area. Moving right along to Section 4, Tool 3, the breeder finder. Let's talk about sourcing your kitten. Okay, the practical and sometimes really uncomfortable side of getting one of these cats involves navigating the breeder market. To absolutely avoid the massive risk of unverified classified ads or backyard breeders, you'll walk through these steps. Just open the Breeder Finder tool, search their verified registry by your specific country, and then use the provided contact info to connect directly with legitimate catteries. What makes this particular tool incredibly safe is the underlying data. It checks directly against major international registries. We're talking TICA, FIFe, the CFA, and the GCCF. It completely filters out the noise, ensuring that any cattery listed actually holds verifiable papers from these organizations. So you are only looking at breeders whose paperwork actually proves the lineage and health trusting of their kittens. Ultimately, the result this tool gives you is total peace of mind. You receive a list of 100% verified breeders. These are real, legitimate catteries that have been cross-checked against official records. There are never any invented listings or paid placements pretending to be top-tier breeders. It just removes all the guesswork from what is arguably one of the most important decisions you'll make in this whole process. All right, we've reached Section 5, taking the next step. Let's put these tools into practice. Before you even think about bringing your new kitten home, or hey, even if you just want to optimize care for the Viking cat currently taking up half your sofa, there is one essential action you need to take. Make sure you download the free care checklist. It condenses all the health, grooming, feeding, and home setup basics into one super organized document. You can easily find the link to grab it at the end of practically every article on the site. It is the absolute perfect companion to the interactive tools we just covered. I'll leave you with this final provocative thought as we wrap up this explainer. You now have these specialized interactive tools. You know exactly how to filter for the right food, how to locate the perfect vet via Google Places, and how to source from a verified international breeder. You're fully armed with the facts now, not just the romantic mythology. But the real question is, are you truly ready for the amazing, supersized Viking cat reality? Go test out the tools, download that checklist, and find out for sure. Thank you so much for joining me, and happy learning.